YouTube, what the crap's going on? Welcome to the beautiful map of Talabheim, where we're going to be seeing an Empire versus Wood Elves 2v2. Show you some of the key highlights in the armies. One Empire army has a mix of great swords and swordsmen with some demigryph knights, Karl Franz, a Hellstorm battery, a cannon, and 4 crossbows up front. The other Empire army has a lot of flagellants. Sigmar's Sons has the Hammer of Witches, and it's led by Volkmar the Grim and a fire wizard, or bright wizard, I should say. But yeah, otherwise cheap infantry, and then the demigryph knights with halberds, including the Royal Altdorf Griffites. The two Wood Elf armies, we have one with the Glady. She's up here on the Eagle. Has a huge contingent, including Azrae's Spear, Eternal Guards, Glade Guard with Starfire Shaft, and a huge number of Wildwood Rangers, looking really cool. And then over here we've got Orion, leading the other elf contingent, including some Wildwood Rangers, Eternal Guard, and a lot of Treekin. There are also 2 Tree Men, so the Ents are marching to war. Apparently they had a very long discussion and approved it. These rocket batteries not going to do a lot of damage. The Elves could just stay in the forest and almost avoid damage altogether. The Hammer of Witches is going to do absurd damage if nothing gets in its way, and it gets a large target. Like these Treekin back here, if the Hammer of Witches can hit them, it would do intense damage. Let's see what Orion does. He's moving up on this flank. Looks like the Sunmaker is unleashing fury upon the Elven army. This Elven army is a little bit further away from where it wants to be. Demigryph Knights coming straight forward. And yes, you're going to want to turn around. You do not want to go head-to-head with these Azrae's Spear like that. The Flagellants, though, could get in here and be a unit that the Azrae's Spear really don't want to tangle with. So this is a great play. Flagellants coming in. Swordsman. Great bait and switch there by the Empire player. Well done. Other than taking an engagement that he didn't really want. I see some of the hounds here from Orion ripping through some of the Empire infantry. Volkmar is coming up and buffing his troops, giving them protection, inspiring them. Here comes the Eternal Guard and the Wildwood Rangers shortly behind them. So there is a pretty big engagement going on over here. The Demigryph Knights look like they're trying to work their way to a flank. There comes the protection of Sigmar for Volkmar's troops. And here comes the other engagement. The artillery's kind of left a little bit out front, but Karl Franz is going to come in and hit the Eternal Guard. Right behind him, though, are a lot of Wildwood Rangers, and that's going to be a risky position for Karl Franz. So the Elves in an all-out assault, and then back here, firing out of the woods, are some Glade Guard with Starfire Shafts, so Karl Franz better watch out. And the Demigryph Knights look like they're fleeing away from some Wildwood Rangers. So we've got 2 distinct fights going on right now. See what's going on here. So the Treekin have engaged, the Demigryph Knights have gone to the flank, and then there's a nice line of handguns here, which are going to be able to just mow down the Treekin over here. So going to be a beautiful, beautiful position for them. Look at that. Perfect lines of fire right into the Treekin. Going to absolutely massacre them. But look at Orion's hounds once again being released here. And the Empire forces are going to have their work cut out for them. I think that these handguns, though, are doing some brilliant work. The Hammer of Witches is still firing away. It's only got 26 kills because it looks like it's firing at the Glade Lord. And the Glade Guard with Starfire Shafts have moved up close enough to kill crossbows. And over here, the Empire Infantry is likely to buckle under the weight of the Wood Elf assault. Wildwood Rangers are pretty good, and all this cheap Empire Infantry is, some of it's cheap, some of it's decent. There are Demigryph Knights and Karl Franz, but there's also 2 Tree Men here as well. Karl is taking some damage. The Demigryph Knights are kind of getting wrapped up here by Wildwood Rangers. They are pretty good against large outside of the charge. And then Karl's going to charge these War Dancers. I wouldn't have advised that unless he can terrorize them. He's going to want to get as far away from these Glade Guard as he can. There is no healing for him. Looks like over here the Empire has had a good fight, and look at the positioning of these handguns once again, taking this high ground and able to fire in from the flank. So since the Wood Elves forewent their cavalry, these handguns, look at this. Just beautiful position, beautiful. So these are going to cause immense damage into the Wood Elf flank, and it's actually Mel Gibson taking the full fury of the firing squad of the Empire right here. And it looks like he is being forced to retreat, so he's falling back through the woods. This engagement over here souring fairly quick for the Wood Elves, but over here not so much. Volkmar the Grim, or Karl Franz is still fighting, but he's taking immense damage, and the Empire's troops are being cut through. The Wood Elves had a superior infantry force here and superior skirmishing. They didn't have artillery, but they definitely had superior numbers, and the Empire is going to get wiped out. And it's going to be interesting to see whether there's enough Empire from the other flank able to do it. Here comes Sigmar's sons to engage some archers that were back here trying to kill the cannon. So not where these Glade Guard want to be, especially since they still have considerable ammo left. The Fire Sorcerer drops a bombardment there, or the Fire Wizard, Bright Wizard I should say, sorry. Volkmar is still very healthy, and Orion just ate it. And over here, the Treekin regrouped, and we're trying to get a hold of some of the gunners, but they're going to be driven back and shattered. So the handguns still have quite a bit of ammo, though there's also a lot of archers over here with a lot of ammo. But this loss of Glade Guard with Starfire shafts to these infantry units was somewhat unnecessary. Look at Volkmar, man. He's just ignoring all this missile fire because he can replenish. Look at that. I think he has pretty good missile resistance, though. Yeah, 15 missile resistance and then 115% magic resistance. That explains it, because it's a magic attack off the Glade Guard. That explains it. So he's got some serious magic resistance. So interesting unit to attack them with there, having Volkmar. So the Elf archers here were definitely too far ahead. Karl Franz is actually still just barely alive, but I think this might be the Emperor's last stand. It is. So Deathclaw goes down and Karl falls, only to be trodden upon by the Elven archers. Some Demigryph Knights over here being slain by the Azray Spear. Look at the Treekin. No more rockets here for the Empire. This is a beautiful battlefield. We can't get over how good this looks. It is still a very tight match up here. The Glady is alive, so there's leadership for the Elves, and right now the Empire bunched up their infantry, so although this Empire force, I would say, probably got the better of the Wood Elves initially, they are hurting now. And really, these Starfire shafts should be firing right here at the flank of these Flagellants. They would get immense kills. Instead, they're firing at some Demigryph Knights, which I guess kind of makes sense, because the Demigryph Knights could come attack them. So I was wondering what they were firing at, other than this beautiful, delicious blob that the tree men are headed for. Nice use of the Prey of Anath Rayma there at the last second to stop the Royal Altdorf Griffites, and they get intercepted by the War Dancers. So great play by the Elf player there. Great play. The Empire is running short. Well, it was running short on it's still running a little bit short on infantry. Volkmar is still very healthy. He is just tanking it out here versus the Elves. And, oh, the handgunners. Perfect answer to these tree men, which were otherwise going to be a deadly threat to the Empire. And these archers are going to be badly needed to mow down the handgunners. Ooh, though, these Azray Spear, they can totally catch the handgunners back here if they're not intercepted. Look at it, look at it. They're coming for it. This is bad. The Empire needs to get these handgunners out of here alive. I don't think the spearmen can intercept fast enough because these Azray Spear are so fast. And the Glade Guard, oh, they turned around. Ooh, shouldn't have turned around. One of the tree men, though, should be about to fall. Yeah, both of them are, wow, look how quickly the silver bullets did their work there. So deadly against units like that. This one has physical resistance, not magic resistance, so one tree man is shattered, the other routed. What a clutch play by the Empire, and just in the nick of time. These Azray Spear, when they turned around to face the spearmen, that was like the big mistake. If the tree men would have been held back momentarily while the archers dealt with the handgunners, it may have worked. So that charge of the Demigryph Knights that distracted the archers just long enough to get this done was pretty clutch. And now I think the Glady is even going to be in the sights of the handgunners. She is. She's going to take big time damage. But the Starfire shafts are now rectifying the situation, and there's some War Dancers that got through as well. It is still going to be a fairly close battle, I think. Volkmar, though, just immense tankiness in this battle. He's still healing, very healthy, despite the, oh, look at this, the regrouped Empire infantry from the blue-bannered Empire being able to chase all these archers, which are fleeing in a blob rather than fleeing individually to make this more challenging for the pursuit. There are some Wildwood Rangers in here, but they're routed, so they can't help. Oh, look at that, though. They can fire while moving. Handgunners get mopped up in the process. Demigryph Knights manage to catch the archers. Let's see. So oh, look at this. The Silver Bullet's still hitting the Glady. The Bright Wizard's still alive, albeit not near as healthy. Volkmar is doing great. He's finally used all of his healing. The regrouped Altdorf Griffites come in, and this could break this entire blob, potentially, because of the terror. And it did. So the Griffites coming back at a clutch moment. And at this point, it is definitely turning in favor of the Empire. Let's take a look at this fight here. The Empire infantry fighting it out against the Elves. This is a fun battle. Kind of had some interesting phases. The Elves won one side, the Empire won the other side, and then they came into a pretty nice clash in the middle. It was really clutched out, in my opinion, by the handgunners that just weren't able to be destroyed at the time needed by the Wood Elves, or else this battle would have favored the Wood Elves, I believe. Lots of fun units, big battle. Hope you all enjoyed this one. Hope you're enjoying your weekend in general. I told you lately, you guys are awesome. I really hope you enjoy these videos. I love making them for you, I really do. It is an absolute pleasure. Let's see here. So, like I said, the Elves gonna be in their last throws here, I believe. There are a few of these Glade Guards still around, and they've routed the Demigryph Knights again. I don't think they have enough damage to finish off the Empire, or enough ammo. These Wildwood Rangers could really be used to pressure those guys theirs. Looks like some Empire forces being chasing here. And this is giving the crossbowmen a chance. These Glade Guard, though, now in behind the Empire, and they managed to take out the handgunners. The Silver Bullets are still alive. These guys have done phenomenal work. There's still not a lot of Empire forces left, though. It's definitely favoring the Empire on the balance bar, probably because of the presence of Volkmar. These Wildwood Rangers, if the Glady can deal with the crossbows, which, yeah, okay, so the crossbows are gone. The balance bar is actually moving slightly back in favor of the Wood Elves here. Maybe I don't know who's going to win this at this point. So that was pretty clutch to shatter those units. Oh, the Silver Bullet's going to take some fire. No, but these units are routed by a regrouped Demigryph Knight with halberds. So once again, the balance bar moving slightly back in favor of the Empire. These Wildwood Rangers managed to momentarily get into the Silver Bullets. Going to be an infantry engagement here. Volkmar can probably tank that one out. There are some regrouped War Dancers with the Azray Spear there. Volkmar is going to help tank, and he's going to rout these regrouped Wildwood Rangers. There's not a lot of ammo left for the Elf Archers, which there's a few of them right here. It is pretty close in the end, but I'm pretty sure the Empire has a distinct advantage here. I don't think the Glady is going to be able to cycle charge her way out of this one. The Silver Bullets must have regrouped again. These guys have just been a general nuisance in this battle.
By all the gods, what is that fly?
Time to go bird hunting, boys.
That's an order.
This game is beautiful. Can't wait to play Warhammer 2 because of the Lizardmen and the High Elves and Dark Elves. It is going to be an absolute beautiful work of art. I'm so looking forward to it. Yeah, it's going to be an Empire victory here, albeit very, very close. Volkmar has tanked out 102 kills. Let's check him out in combat before the end of the battle. Look at these Azray Spear charging in. So cool. Volkmar wielding his Warhammer, the Bright Wizard there with his flaming sword. Are you not entertained? You know you are. You know you are. Great 2v2. Appreciate it being submitted. Thank you all Even for those of you who submit a replay that I don't get a chance to show, thank you for submitting those. I really enjoy all of you sending the replays. You can always send me replays at airtotalwar@gmail.com. Just go into your replay files and attach a replay if you want a chance to see it on my channel. Love taking community replays. I get lots of good stuff. I was thinking maybe it'd be fun to do some focuses, like so have people send replays on stuff you all are interested to see. So could you throw some ideas in the comments? Like what kind of replays do you want people to send me? Are there certain factions or armies or strategies or anything? Maybe let the people in the comments know, and maybe they can send me some of those. Do hope you all enjoyed this. It was major fun. If you're looking for some Rome 2 or other action, I will have some up on Sunday. So keep an eye out. We'll get some of the variety vids up there because I've been a little bit behind, but I should be able to catch up now. Really hope you all enjoyed this one. Again, appreciate those who submitted. I meant to look at the statistics and accidentally blew through there. Thank you to MSI for sponsoring the channel. Thank you, my awesome viewers, for being here. And if you want to subscribe, click that logo in the bottom right-hand corner, and you can be among the first to know when I post new videos and get a chance to watch them for yourself. HeirofCarthage signing out. Enjoy your weekend thus far. I will see you tomorrow.